Now we start another story of entrepreneurs. And today I have Zoe Stone, and she started with me about how long it was when we started?
Last September.
Last September. We started in Create Campaign Spark Academy. So, but she is going to tell us today in Las Aventuras de Araceli how she started with all this business.
I'm so excited to be here. Thanks for having me, Araceli.
Mm-hmm. And I'm so excited about this.
Yes.
Too. Okay, now can you tell me how do you start all this idea of this business, and what is the name of your business and what is behind all this?
Okay. Well, the name of my business is Charcustistry. It's literally the word charcuterie and ministry put together. And so through Charcustistry, I'm just able to network and meet different people, different points in our lives, and just share good food with them, share good experiences. I started catering. I started doing food, just like cooking and selling food about 4 years ago. So right before the pandemic hit in 2019, I was amped up and I'm like, okay, this is what God's telling me to do. And so that business was called Jamaica K's, and that's my biological name. I changed my name when I was a kid. So that's where that business comes from. Poured blood, sweat, and tears into that, and it just was not giving what I knew it was supposed to give. And I now know through working with Create Campaign, it wasn't my work ethic. It wasn't, I didn't know how to cook. It was really, I didn't have a network. I didn't have that resource to really help propel my business to where it is now. So fast forward to, we're in 2023, so fast forward into 2022. I was just coming out of a season where I was just like really upset. I didn't really want to do entrepreneurship anymore because I felt like I'd given it so much and it wasn't giving me anything back. And so I was like, okay, I've given too much to quit though. You know, I need a little something from this. And so what I did is I prayed for strategy, and charcuterie was a strategy literally to sustain Jamaica K's. And it did so well that I'm like, okay, this needs to be its own business. And so here we are.
That is like a tough time, sounds like it because was. You know, starting the idea and then pass it to the business without any clue, it can take us to a rough time.
A lot of emotions, a lot of different ups and downs. Yeah, yes. Yeah.
And then, how did you reach Create Campaign, or how did you know about it? Because a lot of the time, the entrepreneurs or the people that is just starting with the idea and has a such rough time during the beginning, we don't know exactly where to look at, or because we are looking. Because we are looking for the resources, we are looking how to make this happen. And then right now, I think it's really important for everyone to know how to get to the point to reaching these resources. Who help you out to find these resources, and how did you do it?
Okay. Okay. So how I came across Create Campaign was I was just out here trying. And, you know, a lot of times we are our biggest critics. I was really scared to post my work. And because I felt like people were going to be like, well, you didn't do good with that business. What you doing with this? And so I'm talking myself out of it. And I just posted. And literally one of the staff members, shout out to Desiree, she found me through a post. And she invited me to cater their graduation for their first cohort. And when I got there, I was already like, I don't know if you guys have seen that meme where they're like, oh, they got money. I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is dope. I need to be a part of this. And so I literally asked them, I was like, instead of payment, can I like be a part of whatever y'all got going on? And of course they took care of me. And I was able to apply for the class, and luckily I got accepted. And through the class, I just have learned so much of what I didn't know. It's like a lot of times we focus on the craft part, but it's like there's a whole business and administration side to it. And so they really helped me plug in those missing pieces. So I literally found them by just out here trying. They found me on a Facebook post, and the rest is history.
Yes. Well, the most important thing that you have to know as an entrepreneur is that the resources are here, and you have to be looking around and ask questions to the people that is going to be, behind you and your business, because that is really important for all of us. It's really important for all of us to be like learning all the time.
Yeah. And I will say that I was always hungry. So before I found Create Campaign, I was looking into other, and I don't want to say major, because Create Campaign is major, but I was just looking into other business development programs. And it's not that they weren't helpful, because you still get that general knowledge, but Create Campaign not only gives you the resources like, hey, this is what your business needs. It's like, hey, this is how you apply it. And if you don't, then that's on you. Like, there's no way you can work with Create Campaign, and like not have your business elevate and not go to the next level. So.
Yes, because they support you in one way that you feel
like you can do this.
That
like,
you can do this. Yes, that you believe on yourself.
Yes.
And then besides that, the network that they have, and they provide us.
Come on now, that network will help your network, okay? No, seriously. They introduce you to people and take you into rooms that you would not normally have access to. And so through that, they literally, like I said, grow my network. But great.
Okay, and the charcuterie, what are the main plates that you do, or what do you offer to the people?
So I specialize in like alternative diets and healthy alternatives. So I do a lot of substitutions, like cauliflower rice instead of rice. I do a lot of vegan options, a lot of allergen-friendly options. So one thing that really helped me like transition this into a business was is it niche or niche? I found my niche or niche, and for me that was specializing in like someone like you that may have an alternative diet, or someone like myself that has a list of food allergies. So typical food allergies are like prepared separately. We do nuts separately, completely separate, seafood completely separate. So my main thing, I guess, is really specializing in options, the traditional American meals, traditional meals that we kind of grew up on, just with a little twist.
Yes, it's really important because, right now in the market or the population, we can say that there is a lot of contamination on our food, and then those contaminations cause the autoimmune disease. A lot of the people doesn't believe it, but I have done my research because sadly I have lived that experience. For 2 years ago, I started being diagnosed with the autoimmune disease, rheumatoid arthritis. And then talking with her, I realized that there are plenty of options that I could make more attractive in the food that I eat.
Yeah, because a lot of it is our mental. We're so used to something being a certain way. And so even for myself, I'm like, I don't know about kale, but if I mix kale with a little spinach and stuff like that, I can eat it in a salad, So it's just about finding what works for you. And then we all like our food differently. You grew up with certain spices and things that you're used to. Adding those into your food, having that nostalgia, it's like, okay, I want to eat this. You smell those flavors. And so hopefully we'll play around a little bit more and we'll come up with some more options for you. I'm excited.
Yes. And how did you balance, between business life and family life?
I'm still learning. I'm still learning. I will say, just noting back to just one of the things I've learned from Create Campaign is time management. So I literally look at it as, what am I spending my time? I know it sounds weird, but how much I'm willing to dedicate to a certain thing. So whether it be family, family's a little bit more important to me than, I don't know, maybe some leisure time. So I'm like, okay, leisure time, I maybe only allot 30 minutes to an hour, but family time, I got like 4 hours. So just really kind of setting and pre-planning my day. Of course, it doesn't always go that way, but just having that structure, knowing on certain days I do this because I work. I'm also the usher at my church. I'm an auntie. I'm a, all the many hats that other women wear. So just learning how to kind of, like I said, just set that schedule for myself and just make sure that I definitely build in time for myself, rest, create campaigns, all this, that. Remember when we did the...
the relaxation part all
yes,
the time.
And then so it was like every Sunday they just completely rested. And that works for me because Sunday I go to church and do my rest thing. So just building in that time to rest because you can get burnt out. And I think that was the issue with my previous business is I was burnt out. I was just going. I wasn't giving myself a chance to sit back and enjoy what, you're laboring for. And then also just to rest and recuperate so you can continue to go and hustle and get it done. So.
Yes. And, learning the pricing your product, how difficult was that part?
Girl, you're giving me nightmares. That was a very hard assignment that we went through the Business Academy. That's how I learned, was through Create Campaign. I mean, they teach you like the things that you don't think about. And one thing that really helped me was, I think it was Alejo. He said, Zoe, do you want to run a hobby? He said, Zoe, are you doing this as a hobby or do you want to run a business? And I was like, oh, excuse me. And, a lot of times we look at our budget as a consumer and we put that on our consumers. Yes. And a lot of times that's not true. What a consumer values is not going to be the same to you. So what I'll spend on makeup may not be the same what I want to spend on food. You know what I'm saying? So when you find people that truly value what you do, they're going to pay what, you set your price as being worth. So I'm still learning. I'll still be, giving some deals that Alejo be trying to tell me that I don't need to give. But I'm very big on just making sure that I'm inclusive with my pricing. I want to be able to serve my community as well as serve major corporations and stuff. So really just even seasonally reviewing my prices has helped because even throughout the pandemic, like food prices are just increasing. Even with the sales tax about to be going down, they're slowly raising the price on groceries. And it's just like, okay, I know if y'all go and spend $50 at the grocery store, you're going to have like 4 items, and then you want me to make an elaborate meal for $50. If I have to be realistic with myself as much as I want to be able to do that, it's like, okay, am I doing it for free? So just constantly just going over it, making sure that I'm exploring my different options as far as vendors. So not only can I guarantee that I'm being competitive and affordable in my pricing, but that I'm also offering qualities,
yes, because
meats and fruits and vegetables and
exactly because for the specialty food you need organic, you need
GMO-free pesticides. So I do a lot of work with the farmers market currently. Sprouts was my store before they closed. So just partnering with, just like I said, a ton of different vendors. Right now, there's been a grape outage. I don't know if you eat grapes, but it's like I cannot find grapes anywhere. So being able to just like make that switch instead of compromising to go find grapes that may not be the best value. I'm like, okay, we just can't offer grapes this week. You know what I'm saying? So just opening my horizons to different vendors and stuff help with that too.
I really like that state of mind. And let me tell you, one thing that I know about her is her negotiation skills.
When it comes to the money, honey, we gonna have to make it work. I'm gonna get, yay, so yeah.
We were together in like a team in the part that we were negotiating and learning to negotiate.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I kind of was like, hold on, Araceli, wait, and I've learned as in that instance, in that example, it's like it was easy for me to do that for some other people, but sometimes I was having problems negotiating for myself.
Yes.
And really what helped me with that is, again, Create Campaign is just so amazing. They really helped me see my worth as a business owner, my worth and what I'm able to produce. Because a lot of times, like I said, we'll downplay ourselves. And again, I'm not the best by any means. But I like to think that I offer quality and consistency in that. So them kind of boosted me up, let me think hold on, you can't get a Mercedes for $100 price. You know what I'm saying? So learning in that instant, okay, if I can go to bat for Araceli and make sure she gets the best deal, I got to do that for myself. And so we're working on this. It's a learning experience, but we get there.
And it's just like that because, maybe the first time it didn't go in the way that you wanted. And then, but you learned something. And then you go to the next and the next and the next. And then you are improving and learning more about your clients, about the product that you are doing. And it's really fun. But at the same time, scary.
It can be, but you got to get over that fear. That's
yes.
the biggest part of this entrepreneurship thing. Like, you just got to get over the fear. And sometimes the fear is you telling yourself, it's like, did they tell you couldn't do it? Or do you think that, you know what I'm saying? So once you get out of that mindset and just make up your mind, like, I'm gonna go for it. You know, it's like, you still have those moments. We all do. I was nervous coming here, you know, but you just gotta learn to put it behind you. You just never know what taking that act of faith where it will take you, you know. So.
Exactly. It's like you are always analyzing, what are you thinking? Is this against me? Or is in my favor? And just remember one thing, that she said that part of the name of her business is ministry, you know, and this brings me up to this, you know, that we have to believe in the greatest things that are there for us. And if it's good, if you think that is good for you, it's God to the one that is talking. And if it's something against you, is something that you should consider take it away.
Good advice, Arceli. Good advice. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. And then from the beginning of this journey, you know, like 4 years ago, and from November to here, how did you feel about it?
How do I feel about it? I'm still like thinking, like every day. I'm like, wow, God, you really, this is what you want to do. So I'm really shocked still. I'm really shocked because, again, I don't feel like I've changed. Well, I have changed. I've developed, but I feel like there's not much differently that I do. So to know that it wasn't me, because I felt like my lack of success or my lack of whatever was because of a deficit in me, and really was in opportunity and resources. I guess it makes me feel a little bit better about myself. But I'm truly grateful. I'm truly grateful. I'm excited to know now that I have access to these resources in this network where I can truly grow. If I can do this from November, when I officially established Charcustistry as its own entity, and so here we are, you know, 7-8 months later, I'm excited, girl. I'm like, yes. You know, sky's the limit. So.
Yes, I'm really excited because all of us, the ones that were in the cohort, it was, you know, like a growing experience. We are just walking together through all this. And it has been fun just to see each other, how we are growing.
I know, I'm so proud of you. I said, look at her, Zoe out here. You at events and you're doing it, and I'm so proud of you because I remember just even for yourself how what you may have considered nervous was maybe just a little bit fear. And now that I see you just being bold and going out there, I'm like, okay, if she can do it, okay, I can do it, you know? So I love it.
And I'm watching you too. When I see your posts, your beautiful car, you know, your trays and all that, I'm like, oh my God, she's doing it. And I'm doing the same. And she's doing it.
We bring each other on. Yes, I love it, girl. I'm so proud of you.
Yes, me too. I'm really proud of you.
Thank
you. And now is the time for you to give the message to someone that is just thinking and afraid of doing something by themselves and creating it. Because that is the point of these interviews that I'm doing. I want to encourage everyone in the community that they can make it. That if they have any idea, they can make it happen. It will be great. And it will be good for everyone to know that they have an opportunity and they have the resources over here.
So, advice. First off, just try. Like, just start. Like, we always think that we have to have a certain equipment, certain money, certain logo, certain this. Just try. Just go for it. When I first started, I did all those things and it didn't work out. With Charcutistry, I got on Canva. I did something really quick and maybe it did what it needed to do. So just try. Don't be afraid to just start. Know that what you have is what you need. And when you start with what you have, then you'll start to increase. Another thing, just besides just start and just trying, is just to be patient with your process. A lot of times we compare ourselves to ourselves. We compare ourselves to our peers, to other people. That's just not fair to do to yourself. That's just not fair to do to your mental health. Just really be patient. You don't know what is being developed in you. You don't know what opportunities are waiting on you. So if you rush to get to something, you might miss it or you might mishandle it. So just really just trusting your process and knowing that the work that you put in, you're going to get a reward off of it. So whether it's take you 4 years like me, or some people I've even witnessed through the Create campaign have been at it way longer. And so that encourages me, like, dang, you stayed down for 8 years. Like that's a long time to put your time, your energy, your money into something and not see it yield a return. So just be patient with your process. We all want $1 million businesses, right? We all want these successful businesses. And one day, God just had to ask me, like, okay, what are you willing to invest? If you expect millions from me, what are you going to give up? And so that just kind of got me back into alignment. Like, okay, I'll be patient. I'll continue to pour into this because I'm pretty faithful that it'll bring it to me. So just stay down, just start, and just trust where you are in your entrepreneurship journey, whether it's year 10 or whatever. Just know it's going to come for you.
And just experiment. This is an experimenting season. We can say once that you start your entrepreneurship, it's like experimenting.
Trial and
error.
Yeah, some things is going to work and some things are not going to work. And I can honestly say I've learned from what doesn't work more than I've learned from what does work. When it does work, it's like, okay, great. But those things that don't work, those things that you have to really grow through, those things that hurt a little bit, it definitely helps you in the long run. So.
Yes. And that is totally true when you are an entrepreneur. So get ready and hustle. That's it.
Yes, you got to get up and hustle. Tell them ourselves. Definitely do.
Yeah, and it's okay to fail, and it's okay to feel bad, but don't stay too long in that.
Yes, don't stay there. Don't stay there. Don't stay there. And that is something. It's going to come with ups and downs. And I wish that as an entrepreneur, people would share sometimes the downs a little bit more. I mean, we don't need to know everything, but just to be transparent, because a lot of times we only see the success and we don't see what you sacrificed or what it took for you to get there. So as someone aspiring to be that, when we don't see what we consider as your success, we're like, oh, wow, but not knowing Michael Jordan was in that gym every, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you really have to
focus.
Yeah, you definitely have to focus, and you just have to be open to trying and open to those failures and open just to your process developing you to get you to where you need to be. Yeah.
Yes, that is a great advice.
Thank you.
And now, can you tell the audience, again about the specialties that you're offering and where they can order them?
Okay. If you would like to order or book from Charcustistry, you can always reach our business phone number at 316-285-0384. You can also reach us directly through social media on Instagram, and that's @_charcutistry. That's Charcutistry. I know it's kind of long. And so what we specialize in, if you're considering why would you need my services, like I said, I'm an all-inclusive diets catering service. So when you have gatherings where people eat this and people don't eat that, I'm the girl you need to call. So we do vegan, we do dietary restrictions, we do low sodium. Pretty much if you ask me, I'm going to do my best to accommodate you. And so we do all kinds of things from birthday parties to corporate lunches. So we're an all events catering service.
Yay! Now you know how to order through her. Okay? And I really appreciate that you came here today and that we are doing this.
Yes.
And I'll be happy, to pass the message to all the community about you and your services, because these services are really needed because it's a lot of people with special needs on diet.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to just get access to your network and a new part of our community. So thank you for including me.
Okay. Now you know where to follow her. You follow her Instagram, and the link is over here. And thank you so much to everyone that is here. I can see is Diamond Shatina Dorsey.
Yes, hi Diamond.
Maria Nambo.
Hi Miss Nina.
I see somebody else, but at this moment I cannot see.
Yeah. Well, thank you all for tuning in.
And just can follow my page, Las Aventuras de Araceli, and that way you can follow all these interviews.
Yeah.
Okay? Bye-bye.